sits down for an exclusive interview with former Prime Minister Jacob Hamilton Mann in Truth to Power, and she'll be asking him where it all went so horribly wrong. I'll certainly be tuning in for that.
Okay, narrator, but how much of it exactly? Whatever. Oh, hi there, viewer. Welcome back to more Not for Broadcast. I was just checking out my recent broadcast in the archive, which I've just now did, which is, once again, going to be in favor of Disrupt. But I don't really have a whole lot to say about this. Let's go ahead and make some more life choices real quick. Whew. Whoever this announcer is, or narrator as I've just called her, I sometimes wish she would actually come on down to the Not for Broadcast studio where Jeremy and Megan would do the quote-unquote news, as it would be called later on. For now, it's actual news, but I'll let you be the judge of that. I mean, they weren't really doing news, per se, in the game's earlier moments. But who am I to judge, really? Okay, this next day should be loading at any time now. The day where I have to choose whether I want my son Charlie to stay at a friend's house or I have to pick him up. At first, I didn't really get why you had to oppose your family's will in the advance run. But in the Disrupt run, you actually support your family, and they'll love you for it. But I've watched a video of Not for Broadcast's third episode recently before this recording, and the reason why, I'm just gonna leave it as a spoiler for now. Want to save you the emotion. Although given what happens in the 20-week war, and you send Susie traveling, yeah. Oh, this is taking a bit too long. Once the music suddenly stops, you'll know when this next day will come up. I don't know if it's going to be soon, though. Okay, it looks like I've gotten the signal that this day is finally loading up. And I said that my computer is running this game way better than it did during my advanced run, which is starting to turn out to not be true at this point. It's about the same, to be honest. It's looking like. And once again, apologize for these sound glitches. These repetitions in sounds looping in quick succession. Okay. So this is the version of Day 15, a late night, that you will get if you give Chris your passport. This is what you're rewarded with. A trip to the opera house. Anyways, you get to the theater slightly early and Sam's already there waiting, dressed to the nines. You smile widely as you join hands and take your seats in the private box. You certainly could get used to this. The tickets arrived on your doormat on Monday with a typed thank you from Chris. He'll get your passport back soon enough, apparently. The show isn't to your usual taste. A pretentious opera in a language you know for a fact Chris doesn't speak either. Still, the complimentary drinks sure go down smooth. When the show finally ends, how many bows do these people need? You stand in line to get your coats, and Sam has you in creases with a hilarious impression of the conductor, arms flailing wildly. Sorry about that, if it scared you a bit. Just holding my imaginary wand right here, and doing it like I was a conductor of my own orchestra. The people in front of you are talking about the relocation of people who couldn't pay their new tax bills. It sounds awful. Sam smiles gratefully at you as you both think of Chris, safe and sound. Or so we all think. When you get home, you're still laughing as Sam heads upstairs to shower before bed. You notice your 14-year-old son isn't home, and there's a note on the kitchen table in his almost illegible scrawl. It says he's at a friend's house. I'm gonna be good to my son Charlie this time. He'll be home soon. It's one night. He's gotta take responsibility for his own decisions sometime. I wonder, what's the worst that could happen? Day 16. A call from school. Oh. That, apparently. Your family answering machine crackles to life. Who could be calling while you and your spouse were at work? Good afternoon. This is a message for the Winston family. It's Miss Smith regarding your son, Charles. The tinny old woman goes on. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for it, but he wasn't in school today and we hadn't heard from you that he would be absent. I'd like to remind you we do require all absences to be authorized in advance. Probably not by advance, I hope. Or in exceptional circumstances for parents to ring in first thing in the morning. Please see to it that it doesn't happen again. Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, someone has some explaining to do. And that would be Charles. Day 42. A gentle reminder. Advance. You're leafing through the pile of accumulated post. Each new bill pulls on your gut like a lead weight until a flash of blue makes you pause. Recognizing the teal advance logo on the envelope, you tear it open. Dear Winston residents, this is your second reminder letter regarding the Assets and Wealth Redemption Scheme. Please submit your passports to your nearest government office as soon as possible in order to register for the scheme. You cannot receive your share of the national rebate without submitting these documents. Well, this document, since it's only my passport. I knew there would be consequences, but that doesn't make it any easier, apparently. We work as a team, and we are rewarded as a team. Forwards together. Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Chris is safe. That's all that matters. I hope. Day 48. We're at a tight Christmas again. You can't help but crack a smile as you look around the table. The snow has settled on the grass outside. The kids are pulling a cracker while your elderly mother tries to keep her eyes open. You did always have a soft spot for Christmas. You're sitting at the head of the table now. Your dad's place. Across from you is Chris's empty seat. Probably on a tropical beach somewhere, you think. You catch Sam's eye, who breaks into a smile, clearly thinking the same thing. Even without Chris, the food has had to be stretched a little thinner this year, but no one seems to notice. Christmas really can be a wonderful time of year. Under the right circumstances. You look around the room at your family. Are you having a nice Christmas, Grandmama? Your mother smiles broadly at you, just like she used to. Yes, Pat, it's absolutely lovely. Sam softly corrects her. That's Alex, Cassandra. Alex. Pat's not with us anymore. Oh, yes. Yes, of course, she mutters. And immediately she's back to the frail shadow of her former self. Sam smiles kindly and squeezes your hand under the table. You look around the room at your family. I think I don't really know which I chose last time. Stay silent? Your mother, in an increasingly rare moment of clarity, looks towards the empty seat before speaking. Sam? Is Chris not coming? You wink as you pass Charlie a meager portion of potatoes. Sam answers gently. Chris has had to go away, Cassandra. But everything's okay, thanks to Alex. Your son, Charlie, looking to the empty seat, adds, I miss Chris. Frowning, your spouse puts a hand on his shoulder. Me too, sweetheart. We all do. You hope Chris will be home by next year. I don't know about that. Oh, the stay silent one was optional? Okay, make a toast then. You stand and raise your glass. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm glad we're all here. Well, most of us. There are murmurs of cheers and much clinking of glasses. Your daughter, Susie, seizes the opportunity to corner you. You know how you love me? You raise a questioning eyebrow. I'm not gonna like this, am I? You joke. You know, me and my friends are planning on going traveling this year? Susie begins innocently. Well, I was hoping you'd help me with the money. Should I frown? Just for fun? Surely Susie can take it as a joke, right? You sigh and Susie's face drops immediately. You know money's tight at the moment, Suze. Especially now Grandma's staying here. You'd hate having to say no to the kids. Just how much are we talking here? Only a few hundred, she mumbles, as she pushes a stray pea around her plate. It takes a great effort for you to not spit your mulled wine across the table onto your elderly mother. I know it's a lot, darling, Sam interjects, but trains are expensive. This is a great opportunity for her, and I did already say she could go. And my wealth being at worrying debt, too. The same exact wealth I ended out on in the advance run. As much as I'm going to regret doing this later on, I'll do it. I'll say, you're right. We'll make it work somehow. Ouch. My current wealth is at selling a kidney. But on the flip side, I got the achievement Happy Holidays. Susie's grin stretches from ear to ear. You mean it? That's so great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The mood soars as Sam puts a paper hat on your head and Charlie takes pleasure in reading everyone's god-awful cracker jokes. The room is filled with voices and laughter. Looking around at your grinning family, your mother whispers, your father would be so pleased. With 2 periods. Because that's how I wanted this sentence to end. Grammar. You dab your eye with your napkin. You feel very lucky to have such a family as this. Alex loves their guys. Day 72. A long weekend. Why does the zip on this damn case never close? It's your anniversary. Every year you and Sam go away for the weekend, usually camping. You're not made of money. You've been looking forward to it for ages, finally getting some time alone together where you can forget about the noise of life. No kids, no work. Just a bit of romance and some peace and quiet. The zip finally gives up the battle and you drag the bulging suitcase down the stairs. But the answering machine tells a different story. Good evening, Alex. This is Mr. Bozeman. I'm calling to inform you that you will be required to work this weekend. And my heart sinks. Some information has come to light regarding the rising tensions between our nation and foreign powers, and the National Nightly News team will be working around the clock to ensure we break the story first. Needless to say, I will expect your attendance tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. sharp. Have a pleasant evening, Alex. Shock turns to annoyance and then fury. Yeah, what am I gonna tell Sam? Sam comes downstairs, brimming with excitement. Kissing you, they grab the car keys from the dish and start to load your bags into the back. I personally would go into work because my boss would say so. Don't want to risk getting suspended or worse, fired. I'm on positive terms with Sam right now, but there is a choice that I need to make that could prevent me from getting an all disrupt run if I choose incorrectly here. I'm going to ignore the message because I need this weekend. Message deleted. What was that? Comes a voice from behind you. Nothing important. You reply as you put on your coat, adrenaline coursing through your body. Grabbing Sam around the waist, you practically slam the front door. You might as well enjoy your time off. I'm gonna pay for it on Monday. Day 75. An unwelcome return. Bozeman's gonna be pissed. My current wealth is still selling a kidney? I've seen in the videos of this game that your wealth would go down if you choose to be on your vacation with Sam. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway. When you get to work Monday morning, you get some sour looks from your exhausted colleagues. A note sits waiting for you. The immaculate script is blood red. I am very disappointed, Winston. Oh. In a nutshell, my ass is grass. Okay, so that's when it changes. I just heard a bag of money plop down onto the ground, so it changed. I'm sure of it. And to what? What is money? Oh, dang, finances are bad. Your son, Charlie, hovers at your elbow as you read. Do you find yourself striving to achieve? Are you an active member of the team? Do you like reaping the benefits of cooperation? Join the advanced go-getters today. Forwards, together. This doesn't sound like the youth club he told you about. Charlie grabs the flyer from you and thrusts the form into your hand. So I can walk there straight from school and Ben's sister can drop us home after... what time? Still. So you won't have to do anything. Kinda hate to see what happens if I refuse. Sorry, mate. I just don't think this is the right place for you. You hand back the form gently. What? This is so unfair. Why? I know it seems that way, Charlie, but you'll understand soon enough. Missed out opportunity to have my own son striving. That is, if this was the advance run. Day 101 again? A free ticket. I've read that this day only unlocks if you stay neutral, which means you don't support either advance or disrupt, or both. But I'm now starting to think that this is part of the default path and doesn't need to be unlocked in that way. I don't know. Some guys at work gave them to me. They can't go. Sam stands in front of you, brandishing 2 tickets. You see the title in bold letters. Alan James is right. In front of you. Announcer imitation. I'm really unsure. What do you think? Shall we go? Well, free tickets are free tickets. He's a character and it'll be hilarious if nothing else. The show was entertaining, but much less funny than you thought. He's a powerful public speaker and something about it sticks in your mind. Lying in bed that night, wide awake long after Sam's breathing turns heavy, it hits you. It was the crowd. Not laughing, but roaring. He's starting up a rally here. Best watch out for him. Oh, pretty eerie sound. After a particularly long day at work, you come home to find the post sorted into piles, as Sam has taken to doing recently. Most of it is the usual rubbish, but a letter with the increasingly familiar Advance logo and Urgent Respond Immediately plastered on the front, and a correspondingly urgent red font grabs your attention. Best to get it over with. Dear Winston residents, this letter is to inform you that the Advance government has taken another step forwards in our fight for equality. By nationalizing the largest private corporations and redistributing their resources among the citizens of this great country, the Partnership Bonds Program ensures that wealth created by the people is delivered to the people. I don't remember this being in the manifesto. Every household will become a partner in one of 3 carefully selected institutions, chosen by the Advance government for consistent high performance and financial security. Please note, all returns are based on public opinion and cannot be guaranteed. Please select one of the following. I still do want to see the Eye of the Beholder ads next. Well, first of all, my wealth has gone up to crippling debt. Thank you for making your selection. Please return this form using the envelope provided. You will receive a report from your partnerships in 3 to 6 working months. It seems even Advance can't defeat the quagmire of governmental bureaucracy. Really now? How much influence can one man have? And here we are at a broadcast. The loading screen doesn't appear to be coming up for some reason. Okay, I can hear the music now. But no loading screen. Alright, there it is. Yep. Wealth is affected by your choices at home and at work. I'm trying to read each of these home these home dialogues as fast as I can because I kind of want to get through this as quickly as I can because my phone can only hold so much memory, and if this recording becomes too much for it, then I'm gonna have to go ahead and upload all of the videos I have to YouTube before I continue, and that's gonna be annoying. Let me check real quick what time it is. 10:09. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to the lockdown episode tonight. Most certainly tomorrow, though. Oh. I was going to hit the stop button, but this game had other plans for me for some reason or another. Day 153. The Tempest.
Good evening, Alex. It's Boozman here, your boss. While you're powering up and getting the adverts loaded, I thought I should just tell you that we've had one of those public information films from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it. You still have a free choice for the other two, so read those tape labels carefully, but make sure you play the advance advert, preferably at the second break.
Must be played, my butthole.
Great show, total pimp. My God.
Jus de cochon. Check your prostate. And the joy of screws.
Sorry, are you saying he chose his imaginary friend in the sky with you? I don't know why I talked to you. The problem is with the full date. 10 seconds, everybody. Like I said.
Still don't like that the screens are switched from when I would usually see them in the videos I've seen.
I'm Jeremy Dawson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
After 3 months of record-breaking approval ratings, could this be the daring first move of a silent resistance movement? And what would that mean as we go into the future?
Just want to check the tapes real quick.
Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now, embittered
See if Advance isn't selected.
Hoggensford and David Wong announced today that they're considering 2 possible options to end the growing tensions.
Since splitting into 2 opposing camps on day 4 of the expedition, relationships between the factions and their leaders have only worsened.
Dr. Wong's team have successfully prototyped what they're calling shanks of deterrence, while Drs. Forsborg and Hoggensford claims to have fashioned a deadly toxin for the tips of her group's spears. I certainly wouldn't want to knock over their test tubes, Jeremy.
Neither would I.
As the last of the Snugglehugs is found and destroyed, we ask, how could we have been so blind?
Fortunately, this station wisely chose not to advertise Mr.
Still gotta make Advance look bad.
Disappointing sales turned out to be a miracle, as only 7 children were horribly injured by the lethal toy. How much worse could it have been? Thankfully, we never know.
Right.
Questions have been raised about the government's judgment, with Prime Minister Peter Clement forced to apologise this morning for seeming to endorse the self-combusting plaything in this publicity shot taken last Christmas. Let's hope his niece recovers quickly.
Fallen angel, notorious addict Johnny Hansleeve seems to have reached a new
I feel bad for
with booze.
Mr. Clement's niece, though.
Johnny's star certainly lacks its former glow these days, with public concern over his mental and physical health growing at an alarming rate.
Since being banned from the national squad earlier this year after urinating on a referee during a friendly against East
Ooh.
things seem to have
Urinating on a referee.
Is his once celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sport?
And onwards.
And I thought touching a referee in football was bad.
Snugglehugs disaster behind them. Rivington's Fist CEO Sophia Rivington today announced a brand new product that already has the markets buzzing with interest.
This groundbreaking product came as quite a shock when it was revealed earlier today.
I already did the Floormaster 5000.
The young CEO to fulfill her promises.
Described as a brave
And I've shown you the exclusive commercial that you get only if you choose the negative reaction and the Floored Festival headline after that.
finally take equal
That took place during the advance run, if you're curious.
Concerns over its safety and side effects.
With that exclusive prime ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon live at the first annual Sports Board final.
He won't want to miss a second of tonight's
National Nightly News.
I think I can sense this interference mechanic getting slightly harder. Yes, I know how it works. Game. Well, only slightly harder anyway. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna switch back to the normal difficulty in the next run.
But first tonight, while Advance is certainly proving popular with the majority of the country, who've seen their wealth and standards of living increase considerably, for some, the transition has not been as pleasant.
That's right, Megan. The formerly aristocratic members of our society have had to make major adjustments to come to terms with the new regime.
Robin Short is in suburbia investigating rumours that these previously privileged people may be planning some kind of protest. Robin?
Thanks, Megan. I'm here in moderate Hatching to talk to Wentworth and Penelope Somerset Bentley, who were relocated to the house you see behind me after Advance passed the Assets and Wealth Act on their first day in office. Tell me, how are you settling into your new lives?
Well, quite frankly, Robin, we're not settling in at all. Our neighbours are whitewatters.
It's simply untenable. I hope you'll forgive my language, but it's as steaming as a Wednesday hatch basket with too much spatting.
Steady now, Penelope. Sorry, Robin, my sister's under a lot of pressure. She had to dress herself this morning.
Obviously. And a lot of pressure.
My goodness, that must have been quite a shock.
She really struggles with women's, Robin.
Well, at least you've been rehoused.
Has this guy even been educated?
Big house.
And how to say stuff properly?
Down a spat only has one staircase.
And the breakfast room and the dining room in the same bloody place. Imagine that. Having all one's grub in one room. What room, Robin?
So, what would you say to the people that feel that your family has had it far too easy for far too long, and that these redistributions are both fair and just? I hardly think we've had it easy for fuss's sake. Only one of our swimming pools was even heated. But realistically, what can you do?
Well, you've asked the right bloody question, Robin.
Sounds like there's a storm coming in game.
Wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason. I think our toilet butler was from Swinstead. Dear George. I wonder what happened to him. Daddy tried to shoot him in the buttocks and he ran off into the woods. Yeah, that's probably my last happy memory, Robin.
Okay then.
But what can you do?
We will rise and rebel. We wage war on our revolting rulers with righteous words and rebellious writings. Our best guess in our quest to redress is the divest.
I'm getting quite a bit of shivers about what they're about to do. Oh, yep, they're doing it now. They're doing it now.
We can't show this on the news.
Right, you buggers! Cheerio! Tilly! Get the dog!
Tilly's our mummy. She's proper off too. Well, at least you are showing some shame.
Well, that... Oh, dang. There's no actual... what Bozeman calls fannies being shown right now, but I'm still gonna have to cut away during the sports board when the naked protesters show up. Ooh, interference.
We want the world to realise we won't roll over and run away. We will revolt. We will rise again. Yes, we bloody will. We'll stop that pip pop.
Oh, damn.
Are you okay? Well, Jeremy, Megan, as this embryonic
Oh, dang.
movement takes one of the top roles, it's back here in the studio. I'm Robin
Yeah,
Short,
please.
buckling
Get me back to the
sensitively
studio.
in moderate hatchings.
Thanks, Megan. Well, that's certainly a story we want to be keeping an eye on, eh, Megan?
Speak for yourself there, Jeremy, but I've seen enough sharp work to last me a lifetime.
I'm sure you have. But can a naked protest movement ever really catch on? It doesn't seem like the way we do things in this country.
But as I'm sure you're aware, Jeremy, this country is becoming a very different place.
Yes, but
Obviously.
who's going to run around naked in our weather?
Well, hopefully not you, Jeremy.
Yes, well, these messages.
1 minute back.
Oh, sorry, I'm busting. Why bother strengthening your body when you can strengthen your face?
This is another version of the Jus de Cochon commercial you've seen before.
Canterbury Boat Shoe, and I'm 47. You know me from films like The Medicated. Me and
Alex, Bosun, we're getting reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil the sports board final by waving their fleshy bits about. Try and make sure you don't broadcast it. It's 6 p.m. for God's sake. No one wants to see fannies on the news. Bozeman out.
We believe your skin deserves the best, so the new formula actively removes harsh chemicals from your skin. The high salt content actually pulls the dihydrogen monoxide right from your pores to give you the
Once again, dihydrogen monoxide being water. Mind you, Miss Canterbury Boat Shoe and whoever made this.
1% of women we surveyed said they loved their visible flakes.
41. That's not even halfway, so I would elect to get that product banned ASAP.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely
Do they, Jeremy?
But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation, Sports Board. Patrick?
That's right, Megan. You joined me live here for the final of the first annual Sports Board Championship. It's been a hotly contested competition so far. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other all season. First up, we have Ellie Striker. She's the more experienced of our two players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving ban. Striker's known for her signature move, the Lanky Hamster. And facing
Lanky Hamster.
hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes, and a divorce pending. It's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy, the fingernail Harris. Just waiting on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on. Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin.
Makes sense to me.
The brawn and not the brain. Stupid.
Dumb.
Eddie Striker. Nice start there for Striker. She's determined not to let the nerves show. Not after last time. On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball.
Good move so far.
Not a bad shot there from Harris. Back to Striker. For shots number 3. All right. She's gone to sort of throwing under her legs. Not bad if you ask me. To Harris. Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Harris.
I'd say
Ooh.
that's fair, but what do I know?
Oh.
Gonna be happy with that.
Right in the bucket.
Maybe not a good start there for Tommy Harris in round 1. We can only hope that round 2 treats him a bit better. But first, of course, after the argument in the ref section, it's time to change ends. Now we have the ceremonial changing of the ends. And of course, now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense.
Yeah.
Striker giving it large. Second round, Harris. Winter round 2 now with Harris okay.
Okay.
Back into round 2 now.
Problem solved.
Determined to close that massive gap.
And Tommy Harris is going next, apparently.
No, it's just one of the tightest play I've seen ever.
Sorry, you had to see me cut out the part with the naked protesters, but promises are promises.
And with that offensive thumb screw, he answers out of the heat. What a brilliant move.
Fetid thumbscrew.
Back to Striker. And we know what that
Ground
is.
sound.
Of course, the ground sound. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. I don't know about you at home, but I find the technical mastery of this play here absolutely blooming jaw-dropping. The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. And having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course, always said that. And after all, it is a game of two halves. 4 rounds and 7 subjects. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show.
More naked protesters about to come in. That's not gonna look good, because I'll have to cut it out. And they're out again.
And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these two players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't.
Obviously. We're not psychics.
Not bad. So that ball boy's giving me the eye all day. Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around.
I bet she got the ball in the bucket,
Back to Harris here.
which certainly wouldn't be a good start in sports board.
Tommy Harris. And it dribbled down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because of course if it dribbles down his arm and goes on the floor, it's not going in the bucket.
Obviously.
Back to striker. And striker's gone for the animal bonus there, but of course perhaps. And yes, Harris has counted with a tiny bell. That is wonderful play. Of course we've seen that before. Look at her face. She is absolutely gutted. What a mud. That could have been the clincher. What a massive shame. Harris receives possession now. Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 battles. So, there we go. Tommy Harris.
Harris.
That's all right. That's all right. Not bad there. He threw it quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever there. Perhaps a little contact caution from the referee, who's been, if you ask me, a little bit harsh. Eddie Striker.
Oh.
You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it. An absolute bloody.
And we're back.
Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round. And of course, as it's a Tuesday, the final round is a mime round. Who could believe it?
And it's a mime round.
Nice imaginary shot there from Harris. Really could go in there at this point. Really high level play here from two absolute juggernauts of the sport. The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me. She's juggling it around from her hands. Interesting, juggling it around from her hands. And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's and she's spat it out. She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there.
Egg spit.
From the striker. But she did it to win it. On it like a car bonnet. On it like a car bonnet. Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef. And he's peeling it as if it were a banana, which is an interesting move.
Okay.
Potassium or what's going on today with Harris. And he's throwing it, and the banana was the ball! What a fantastic move there from Harris!
Banana was the ball.
That is the end. What a pathetic. There we go, Jeremy. That is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump. We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it.
That would be a disastrous loss for Harris there, but let's see what the ref has to say.
And the winner of the first annual Sports Board Championship is everyone!
But everyone won, like always.
As my 15th win at the Sports Board Championship, I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife and children. Another wonderful victory for me. Here come the onside security to collect their medals, their 6th and 7th respectively.
Onside security that handled the naked protesters.
Sports Board Championships. What more is there to say? I'm Patrick Bannon. Looking forward to celebrating tonight. And all I have to say, Jeremy, is...
There's the electrified controls just now.
Patrick Bannon had an extraordinary final.
Historic sports board, Jeremy.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Yeah, I can wrench a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know.
I certainly wouldn't bet against you.
When we come back, I'll be talking live with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, who apparently have a big announcement you wouldn't want to miss.
That's coming up after these messages.
1 minute back.
Fucking microphone shot me.
Do you suffer from benign prostate enlargement? Come on. I'm Tommy the Fingernail Harris, sporting legend. I've got it all. 4 world championships, 2 cars, a bidet, and an enlarged prostate gland.
Postman again. Just heard from the chaps in maintenance that the storm is causing the odd power surge, so your controls might be a bit dangerous. Now I know you're tough and you can take the odd shock for the sake of a perfect news broadcast, but too many in quick succession can stop the old ticker. I'm sure you'll make the right decisions. Postman out.
You and your shoe demon of an
I will.
So what caused
Just trust me.
Well, sorry. Me and the doctors, we both know. As you get older, your body changes. And that's okay.
My left hand is starting to shake from holding that phone for so long.
God's sake. Procedure is easy, it's quick.
And my butt's starting to get a bit sore too.
Tommy Fingernail Harris.
I think this is going to be my last part of the session.
Welcome back. I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much in titles. It doesn't seem very advanced.
We're delighted to be here.
Well, firstly, I should ask how you feel about graffiti that's been springing up across the capital. Should we be worried?
Oh, no, you definitely shouldn't be worried.
Well, not unless you've got a fatal paint allergy anyway.
But,
Or unless you have me in the broadcasting center.
You know,
people who've yet to benefit from the many advantages of the new future.
and you know, Megan, as my old mum used to say, there are some pissants who just don't know how to be happy.
We're working hard to reach these people, find out what they're angry about and how we can help. The door to my government is always open.
Someone's tripping on me.
Oh,
But we didn't come here to talk about what
Got
may
shocked.
turn out to be some alternative arts project.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want to talk to the nation about something far more exciting.
Yes, your office briefed us that you have an announcement to make, but they were being surprisingly secretive about it.
Let me ask you a question, Megan.
Okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
I mean, really.
electricity keeps popping up whenever I push these buttons for some reason.
We're all afraid of our deaths. It's part of being human.
Sorry, are you saying that advance have cured death?
That'll be a vote winner. Yeah, that's definitely a drop there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less scary.
And much less painful and much less expensive. Look, which is me close to the camera
Oh,
there.
sorry, it's coming in.
When I was 13, my mum came and got me from school. He had to go to the hospital. My granddad, he collapsed that morning. So we'd all to say our goodbyes. And I went in to see him. He was all frail and pale. I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before. And he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said to me, Peter, he said, it's the right time. I don't ever want to be a burden to the
Thank you.
people I did.
Was that the last time you saw him?
Nope, 3 days later we were back home. He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there in the lounge while we were watching football. He wouldn't even wait till half time.
Sounds...
It was awful. It was awful for us, and this is the point. It were awful for him. He could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away, and he would beg her to turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she couldn't. Or she wouldn't. It were a crime, you see. And she didn't want to lose the children, as well as her old man.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The health service is today opening the first of 3
transition centers will handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical, and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So, even the poorest citizen gets to pass on with it dignity when they choose.
And that choice is important. This is a service only for people who choose it. For people who feel they've run their course, don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow, long, humiliating decline.
Just giving me electric shock.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I think I'm from the asshole.
Are we still on the air, Peter?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, please watch your language there, Peter.
Are you not worried that this new system might be open to abuse?
In what way?
Sorry, I've got a sack to get. Can I get a little bit of help here, please?
That the older generation might feel somewhat...
Still as amusing as ever, I see.
Sorry, that the older generation might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Usually takes a few seconds for what's been caused by the electric shocks to go away.
Please watch your language.
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information film tonight. It should tell your viewers everything they need to know.
You really do move at a breathless pace. It's hard to believe you've yet to be an officer here.
Oh, Megan, we're only getting started.
And on that note, thank you both so much for being here. Jeremy,
Right, yes, that's all we have time for tonight. Thank yous go out to our guests. Congratulations to all the winners at the Sports Board final. We'll see you tomorrow night at the same time. My name is Jeremy Donaldson. If you can, have a peaceful night.
And we're out. Good job, everybody.
Yeah, I think it's about time my hand had a break from holding this phone for at least an hour. Probably a bit more. I only got an A for the sports board segment, but that's okay, I'd hope. A generous bonus, at least. And I'm back to square one in terms of health. Broke ass poor. And I've supported Disrupt, even though it was only just one headline that made all the difference. But Channel 1 is still appearing to be in love with me. Or like me, at least, given Bozeman's tenure. But yeah, it appears that that is all that is going to be happening for this session. I'm gonna... hold on, let me see what time it is real quick. Do I have time to edit these? That should be fine. Well, turns out that I'm gonna have to save that lockdown episode for the next session. But I assure you, it's going to be as cute and colorful as ever. And scary! Well, anyways. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!